If you're over 60, there's one truth most exercise videos won't tell you. Some movements can quietly raise your stroke risk overnight. As a neurologist with over 30 years in practice, I've seen countless seniors come into my clinic thinking they were doing the right thing, only to leave facing life-changing consequences. It wasn't because of smoking or bad food. It was from stretches, lifts, and balance exercises they thought were helping. Today, I'm going to walk you through 9 everyday movements that may seem healthy, but could silently push your blood vessels past their limit. And more importantly, I'll show you exactly what to do instead, so you can stay strong, mobile, and stroke-free. Why standard exercises can harm seniors. Most senior exercise advice is modeled on younger bodies. But past 60, your arteries become less elastic, your blood thickens more easily, and the brain's pressure-regulating systems slow down. According to studies published in journals like Stroke and the American Journal of Hypertension, seniors are far more vulnerable to postural blood pressure drops, vascular tears, and clot formation from movements once considered safe. For example, a sudden stretch or lift may spike blood pressure by 30 to 50 points. Your younger self could handle that. Your current self? It might set off a stroke you wouldn't feel until hours later. The key problem is a mismatch between movement and your current circulatory reality. Aging arteries can't expand and contract as quickly. Blood may pool in the wrong places. Combined with common medications like diuretics or blood thinners, that means one small postural change can lead to a dangerous chain reaction: pressure spike, blood vessel damage, clot formation, and stroke. That's why this video matters. I'm not here to scare you. I'm here to equip you. 9 hidden stroke risk movements. Movement 1. Toe touches and forward bends. Many seniors stretch by bending forward to touch their toes. It seems harmless, even helpful, for flexibility and back health. But after 60, this familiar habit can quietly turn dangerous. Here's why. When you bend forward suddenly, gravity pulls blood away from your brain. In younger adults, pressure sensors called baroreceptors quickly adjust, stabilizing blood flow. But as we age, these sensors lose sensitivity. Your body doesn't react fast enough. You might feel a little dizzy, or nothing at all. But inside, blood flow has slowed, circulation becomes sluggish, and in some cases, small clots can form. Those clots, drifting through narrowed arteries, may block blood flow in your brain. That's exactly what happened to Edward Millstone, 74, a retired history teacher. His daily morning toe touches seemed harmless until one morning, after stretching, he collapsed in his garden. A minor stroke left him unable to move his right hand fully again. So what's the safer option? Instead of bending forward from standing, sit to put on socks or shoes. Rise slowly from chairs or beds. Avoid repeated deep bends, especially first thing in the morning when dehydration is common. And if you ever feel lightheaded bending over, don't brush it off. That's your brain sending a quiet but serious warning. Movement 2. Inverted yoga poses. Yoga is often marketed as safe for seniors, and in many cases, it is. But one category of yoga movements carries hidden risk: inverted poses. Legs up the wall, downward dog, or even simple forward folds where the head dips below the heart can cause rapid blood flow shifts toward the brain. For older adults, whose blood vessels may already be stiff or weakened, this sudden pressure can lead to swelling, rupture, or dangerous clots. As we age, the body's cerebral autoregulation, the system that keeps brain pressure stable, becomes less effective. In a younger person, tilting upside down isn't a big deal. But for someone over 60, especially with a history of high blood pressure or on medication, it can be catastrophic. Evelyn Thomas, 74, was a retired art teacher. During a yoga class, while holding an inverted pose, she felt pain behind her eyes but ignored it. That night, her daughter found her collapsed. She'd suffered a hemorrhagic stroke linked to cranial pressure imbalance. The lesson? Avoid inversion poses after 60 unless cleared by a medical professional. Choose upright or chair-based yoga instead. And if you feel pressure, dizziness, or pulsing behind the eyes during any pose, stop immediately. Age changes how our vessels respond. Gentle, Mindful movement always trumps intensity or deep positions. Movement 3. Heavy lifting. Many older adults pride themselves on staying active and independent, carrying groceries, lifting boxes, even moving furniture. But there's a hidden danger. Lifting heavy objects, even moderate-weight grocery bags, can trigger sudden spikes in blood pressure. It's not just about the weight, it's how your body reacts when straining. Most people hold their breath when lifting, known as the Valsalva maneuver. That breath-holding dramatically increases internal pressure. In aging bodies, arteries stiffened by years of use, hypertension, or medication can't handle those spikes. The result? Tiny cracks in vessel walls, or a clot dislodging and traveling to the brain. George Pickett, 82, a retired firefighter, learned this the hard way. Lifting a simple box of canned goods triggers stroke. His carotid artery released a clot, blocking blood flow to a critical part of his brain. He survived, but now relies on a walker and speaks slowly. The safer strategy: lift smaller loads, break up tasks, use carts, and always breathe steadily. Exhale as you lift, inhale as you lower. If something feels too heavy, or if you feel pressure in your head or chest while lifting, stop. Ask for help. It doesn't mean losing independence. It means protecting it long term. Movement 4. Sudden standing exercises. One of the most common pieces of advice seniors receive is to practice sit-to-stand exercises for balance. But standing up too quickly, especially from a seated or lying position, can quietly trigger stroke risk after age 60. Here's why. When you stand suddenly, gravity pulls blood downward toward your legs. In younger adults, baroreceptors quickly correct the drop in blood pressure. But in seniors, this system slows down. The brain may not receive enough oxygen for several seconds. That's exactly what happened to Carol Jensen, 79, a retired school principal. She practiced quick sit-to-stand drills every morning. One day, after her 5th repetition, she felt a little off. Minutes later, she collapsed with slurred speech and right-side weakness. Tests revealed a left-sided ischemic stroke caused by a clot, likely linked to postural blood pressure drop and vascular inflammation. To stay safe, stand up slowly. Use armrests or a stable surface. Pause for a moment before walking. If you feel dizzy or lightheaded after standing, don't dismiss it as age-related. It's your brain sending a warning. Movement 5. Walking in heat/humidity. Walking is often called the safest, healthiest exercise for seniors. And while that's true in many cases, walking in hot or humid conditions carries serious hidden risks for people over 60. Why? Seniors naturally lose their thirst reflex. Medications like diuretics worsen dehydration without warning signs. In hot weather, sweating, even lightly, reduces blood volume. That makes blood thicker, stickier, and slower to circulate. Harold Dunn, 84, learned this lesson painfully. A retired postal worker, he took daily walks, even during summer heat. One July morning, he collapsed after waking up confused. Scans revealed a stroke caused by blood thickening overnight due to dehydration and slowed circulation. For prevention, walk early in the morning or late in the evening, not during peak heat. Hydrate before, during, and after. Add a pinch of salt or electrolytes to water if on diuretics. If you feel dry mouth, fatigued, or dizzy, stop and hydrate immediately. It's not just walking. It's walking under the right conditions that protect your health. Movement 6. Neck circles. Neck stretches seem harmless until they're not. For seniors, full neck rolls or jerky neck movements can silently damage one of the body's most delicate arteries, the vertebral artery. These arteries run through the neck bones, feeding blood directly to the brainstem. As we age, artery walls become thinner, less elastic, and more prone to injury. When you rotate your neck in a full circle, especially with speed or force, those arteries can stretch too far. The result? A tear called a vertebral artery dissection. Dennis Lyle, 72, a retired band director, performed slow neck circles each morning. One day, midway through a stretch, he felt a sharp pain behind his ear. Moments later, he collapsed. Scans confirmed a posterior circulation stroke caused by a torn vertebral artery. To stay safe, avoid full neck circles after 60. Gently turn your head side to side or up and down, no further than what feels natural. Never stretch through discomfort, clicks, or sharp sensations. Your neck isn't just about posture. It's a lifeline for your brain's oxygen supply. Treat it gently. Movement 7. High-intensity interval training, HIIT. High-intensity interval training, or HIIT, is often promoted as a fast, effective workout for all ages. But for seniors, HIIT may quietly overload the cardiovascular system, increasing stroke risk in ways few people expect. During HIIT, short bursts of intense exercise cause rapid spikes in heart rate and blood pressure. For a younger body, that's manageable. But past 60, arteries are less elastic, and the vessel lining becomes more fragile. One sudden pressure surge can damage blood vessels or dislodge hidden plaque. Donald Whitaker, 74, followed a senior-friendly HIIT DVD. It included fast-paced arm raises and step touches. After one session, Donald felt dizzy while making coffee. Moments later, he collapsed. A CT scan revealed a stroke caused by a clot in his carotid artery, likely dislodged during the workout's pressure spikes. For safer movement, avoid HIIT after 60 unless specifically cleared by a healthcare professional. Choose steady, consistent activities like walking, tai chi, or water aerobics. Your heart and brain prefer stable rhythms, not sudden shocks. Pay attention to warning signs. Dizziness, chest tightness, or shortness of breath after exercise is not normal aging. It's your body asking you to slow down. Movement 8. Stretching before warming up. Stretching is often the first thing seniors do before a walk or workout. But stretching cold muscles before warming up can quietly harm your arteries and set the stage for stroke. When your body is at rest, blood vessels are more constricted and circulation is focused on the core. Deep static stretches force those vessels to expand suddenly. In aging bodies, where arteries are stiff or narrowed, this creates a mismatch in circulation. Blood flow slows in some areas and surges in others, encouraging clot formation. Eileen Granger, 78, followed a stretching video for seniors. Without warming up, she held long forward bends and shoulder stretches. Later that morning, she felt lightheaded while walking and collapsed. Scans confirmed a small ischemic stroke, likely triggered by pre-activity stretching on a cold body. What's safer? Always warm up first. Walk slowly or swing your arms gently for 5 to 10 minutes before stretching. Stretching is still important, but it should come after your body has circulated blood through muscles and tissues. Never start the day with stretches before movement. Movement 9. Balance exercises without support. Balance exercises help prevent falls, but for seniors, practicing them without support can trigger something far more dangerous, the fall stroke loop. As we age, balance systems like inner ear signals and muscle reflexes slow down. Practicing standing on one leg or wobble board exercises without holding onto a stable surface creates serious fall risk. And the danger isn't just the fall. It's what happens inside your body afterward. When seniors fall, even minor trauma triggers a stress response. Blood pressure surges, inflammatory markers rise, and the body starts forming blood clots. If one of those clots travels to the brain, it can cause a stroke. Walter Harris, 81, practiced one-leg stands at home, unsupervised. He slipped and fell, hitting his head lightly. Hours later, he woke confused with slurred speech. Scans revealed a clot-induced stroke linked to fall trauma. To stay safe, always use a stable surface like a chair or countertop when doing balance exercises. Practice heel-to-toe, walking next to a wall. Avoid slippery floors and always wear supportive shoes. Independence isn't about taking unnecessary risks. It's about protecting your brain and body so you can keep moving safely for years to come. If you're over 60, the way you move matters more than ever. What once felt safe or energizing in your 30s or 40s may now quietly stress your heart, thicken your blood, or overload your brain's delicate arteries. That doesn't mean you should stop moving. The real danger isn't movement. It's uninformed movement. After treating thousands of stroke patients, I've seen one truth hold up again and again. Aging changes the rules. Your vessels are no longer as flexible. Your brain's ability to handle sudden blood pressure slows down. What you need is a new approach, one that respects both your strength and your vulnerability. Here are my 9 core principles for moving safely and wisely after 60. Warm up first. Always start with gentle movement to wake up circulation. Never stretch cold muscles. Use support when needed. Balance exercises should include chairs, walls, or railings. Support equals safety. Favor steady, rhythmic movement. Choose walking, tai chi, or light resistance bands over sudden bursts like HIIT. Hydrate before moving. Dehydration thickens blood. Drink water before, during, and after activity. Move with conscious breath. Never hold your breath while lifting or straining. Breathe deeply and steadily. Stretch after activity. Stretch only after warming up or exercising, not as a starting point. Listen to warning signs. Dizziness, lightheadedness, or pressure are not normal. Stop and reassess. Move in the morning. Early activity supports stable blood pressure. Avoid intense movement late at night. Personalize your routine. Always consult with your doctor, especially if you have medical conditions or take medications affecting blood pressure or clotting. Movement remains one of your greatest tools for staying sharp and independent. But now, it must be done with care, respect, and wisdom.